Most people do HIIT cardio training completely wrong, but here's how to do it correctly. So think about it. Are you sabotaging your fat burn with every HIIT session? The surprising science behind HIIT will actually revolutionize your workout strategy. So right now, let's cover 7 key points of how to do high-intensity interval training correctly here. So number 1 is the basics here. The definition is short bursts of intense exercise alternated with low-intensity recovery periods. So if you've ever been to a CrossFit workout or any type of these big box gyms or even group training exercises, you know what I'm talking about. We're talking high-intensity jumping jacks or even up-downs, and then afterward followed by some type of active recovery like a light jump or even jump rope. Now, where's the evidence? Well, a study from the Journal of Obesity suggests that HIIT training can actually result in reductions in abdominal fat and can actually improve health indicators like insulin resistance. So as you know, sugar and potassium get into the cell with the help of insulin. But if insulin is resisted, well, then you have high blood sugar inside your bloodstream. So high intensity training will actually help that insulin open up the cells and get that blood sugar into the cell. Okay, number 2 is your energy systems here. Now, HIIT primarily taps into the anaerobic system, basically without oxygen, because as you know, anaerobic means without, and aerobic means with oxygen. So different forms of metabolization there. Now, there's evidence in the Journal of Applied Physiology back in 1999 that showcased carb breakdown increasing by up to 27%. That's right, 27% during high-intensity interval training. Now, this indicates that the utilization of the anaerobic and carb-dependent system actually burns more fat and also metabolizes more carbohydrate. All right, point number 3 is HIIT cardio or steady cardio better? And what's really the best for fat versus the cardiovascular state? Well, steady state cardio here actually burns fat relying on the aerobic system. Now, this one was a little bit tricky here. I thought that high intensity interval training, that HIIT, would actually burn more fat. It just made sense in my mind because it's more intense, right? But evidence and research shows in sports medicine that moderate intensity exercises actually burns more fat. So simply walking on a treadmill at incline will actually burn more fat, while high intensity actually burns more carbs, or those carbohydrates. Now, number 4 is the intensity here. So what is the duration and even intensity? Well, optimal HIIT sessions involve 15 to 25 seconds of full exertion. We're talking going crazy, like a full-on sprint. So the evidence is proven in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research. It indicates that shorter but more intense bursts produce better improvements in cardiovascular fitness. So what this means is that the heart health or your cardiovascular health is going to get better when you do high intensity all-out sprints or all-out exertion with those 15 seconds. Now, what about the most common mistakes when doing a high-intensity interval training program? Following a rigid timing protocol is key here. Evidence shows in a study of medicine and science in sports exercise, it highlighted the importance of full recovery. The key term is full recovery between intervals to maximize performance in subsequent bursts. So the key difference is when you go high intensity, you want to make sure to give at least 1 to 2 minutes of full recovery before you go into the next high intensity training. All right, now what about key point number 6, fasting? Can we fast and still do HIIT training here? Well, fasting shifts energy dependence from carbs to fats here. Now, there's evidence and research from cell metabolism that demonstrates how fasting induces ketosis. Basically, the body is burning fat for fuel, which produces ketone bodies and results in ketosis. So the body's relying more on fat storages for energy. So long story short, yes, it's safe and it actually produces ketone bodies, which is great for brain health. Now, other benefits include cardiac conditioning, which we mentioned before, as well as metabolism boosting. The American Journal of Human Biology actually cites that HIIT's role in improving cardiovascular health and metabolic function was very substantial. Now, what about optimizing HIIT for fat burning? Well, contrary to popular belief here, HIIT is actually more effective post-fast when carb stores are replenished. Evidence shows in a study in the Journal of Applied Physiology, It showed how dietary carbohydrates are crucial for peak HIIT performance. Okay, now what about EPOC, that afterburn effect? Well, HIIT training can actually cause the body to burn calories in that elevated rate after an exercise. So everyone knows that after you do a hard exercise, the hours after that exercise, you're still burning calories and subsequently burning fat here. So the evidence is in a European Journal of Applied Physiology. A study indicates that EPOC, or basically that after effect of burning fat, actually lasts up to 24 hours after a HIIT. And this leads to more calorie burn. All right, now what about muscle preservation with HIIT? Well, the intense nature of HIIT actually helps to maintain lean muscle mass. So where's the evidence? Well, in the Journal of Metabolism Clinical and Experimental, it highlights that less muscle catabolism, fancy words for less muscle breakdown, is experienced with HIIT when compared to those long cardio sessions here. Okay, now lastly, what about carb sources during HIIT? Well, as you know, muscle glycogen, the main carb store in the body, fuels HIIT, that high-intensity interval training. Nutrition and Metabolism Journal explains that while the liver glycogen is depleted during a fast, the key difference is that muscle glycogen serves as the primary energy source during that high-intensity exercise. So remember, in conclusion here, understanding the science of HIIT actually helps to tailor workouts for maximum benefits. The choice between HIIT and also a long steady-state cardio session should be based on individual goals, your fitness level, and even your metabolic health. All right, guys, and there you have it. Everything you need to know about HIIT interval training here. So please subscribe to more and hit the bell notification for our future videos dropping this week.